In this recording, I'm going to talk about the side effects of black magic. Now, when things are going well or things are going easy, you wouldn't even consider using any spiritual aid. Why? Because things are going well. Things are at ease. It's when things are getting rough or when there's danger that people look for help. And that's obvious. When there's danger or things are dysfunctional, you want answers. There's nothing wrong with that. In the world, however, those that rule the world, they don't want you to walk in the real solution, which is to walk by faith. They want you in the counterfeit because they, to some extent, can control the counterfeit. They can't control God. They can't control the Most High. So when the Most High is moving through you, they can't do anything about it. So that's why they don't want you to walk by faith. They want you to operate in the counterfeit. So the world is constructed to lead you to the counterfeit, as if the counterfeit is the final answer. So now you know that. Now you know why I don't pick on people that use paranormal aid, because most of the time they didn't have any other option and they couldn't have known any better. But that's why I'm making these videos, so that they will know better, so that they will escape the trap, that satanic trap of the paranormal. Look, the paranormal, I already explained it, it's all demonic spirits together, both fallen angels as Nephilim spirits. All of them together, they are the paranormal. They can't control the Most High, so they want a grip on the human population. So they want as much humans on their side as possible. Now they can't come out in the open, showing how desperate they are and that they are really parasites, that they have nothing valuable to offer, because they know they would lose if they would do that. So they pretend to be gods, or they pretend to be holy angelic beings. They pretend to be something they're not, to hold a grip on the human population. They are scammers. They are ancient scammers. That's what they are. So those unclean spirits, they need to offer you something that works for you to be convinced in what they have to offer, even though what they have to offer always expires. So when it comes to black magic, and this comes from witchcraft also, and wizardry is an advanced form of black magic. So what I'm teaching now about black magic, you can apply to both also wizardry as well as to witchcraft and to shamanism. And it comes down to the following. Black magic always gives an advantage that expires. But it works. And because it works, you think it's the real deal. Okay, let me give an illustration to you. Let's say you have Jack. Jack needs a new laptop because he's about to go to college. Now he's looking for a job, but the jobs in his town are occupied. And he also doesn't have a subscription for the public transport to go to another town. So he feels kind of stuck. He's starting college within 3 months, and he really wants to get a job because he needs that laptop. Now there's an option to loan a laptop, then you pay each end of the month, but he doesn't want to be stuck at something like that. He also doesn't want to get a loan. So what he does is the following. This Jack, he knows about voodoo because his ancestors used to be voodoo priests. His grandfather used to be involved in voodoo also. His father left it all behind him, but because his father is not a believer, his father did transfer some of the voodoo knowledge to him, so he knows about voodoo. So this man, Jack, let's say he's 18 years old, he goes online and he finds a laptop. Now he's in the library at the moment, but before he went into the library, well, he did his voodoo ritual at home, and there at the library he has this little voodoo package with him, and while going through the website he's chanting his hymn to some deity, and while he's doing that he's clicking on order. He has no money on his account at all. He has only like maybe €2 on his bank account, or if it's in the USA, $2. And the laptop costs around, let's say, €700, or let's say $900. He clicks to order. Normally, the website should tell him, sorry sir, we couldn't process your payment. But this time it worked. And he received the laptop at home. And when he looked at his bank account, there was no money taken away from his account at all. Now what happened there? When he was doing this thing, he was targeting the computer system of that shop. And with the aid of the demons, it worked. There was a bypass that happened in the transfer of information in the IT system, and this led to the system receiving a message that he paid even though he didn't pay anything. That's how he got his laptop. It worked. But, let me say, like 8 months later, he received a letter from the police asking him to come to the police station because he had some questions for him. And when he arrived at the police station, the police told him, you're not a suspect in any crime, but we just want to tell you that there are scammers out there that use hacking devices to order things online. The shop, you purchased a laptop like about 8 months ago, and your payment was processed well, but there was a dysfunction in the system. So that company began to charge some of their customers money that the customers already paid. So many customers received debt collectors after them and all of that. It was a complete mess. Did you receive any of it? And you say no. Then the police tells you, if you receive one of those debt collectors, just refer them to us because it's a scam. Now what happened here? The black magic worked. He got his laptop for free. But the confusion in the IT system of the web shop caused dysfunction for that corporation. So there were many many customers that paid for what they've ordered, but now the whole administration was in a mess. So the administrative workers saw there were many payments not done, so they sent debt collectors. So debt collectors thought we're just doing our job, and this is how a whole conflict and a whole drama emerged over there. And now demons are feeding off that drama. Because remember, demons do nothing without it grant them anything in return. Because demons are parasites, so they need to be fed. So when you use black magic, without being aware of it, demons will lead you to an outcome where they will benefit from the outcome. And demons feed off of negative energy. So whatever outcome you bring with black magic, there will always be some toxic side effect on the community or on yourself somewhere. That's the side effect of black magic. So now, this Jack heard about this, and when he told his father what he did, his father was upset because his father told him, Jack, didn't I tell you don't get involved with that stuff? The father told him, Jack, what you did was dangerous. What you did caused trouble for the people at that workplace. It can be that some people got stressed out because they received letters from debt collectors, and you don't know how all that affected them. Maybe some people got heart attacks because they thought, oh dear, I need to pay, but I can't pay. You know how debt collectors work. They scare and intimidate people. What you did caused harm somewhere, Jack. And it's now later that you realize what the harm was. I know we didn't intend to do harm on other people, but that's what you get when you are involved with voodoo. There are side effects to it. So after this, Jack knew, I don't want to get involved with black magic again. Because Jack realized that if he would have gone further, not only would he have caused much damage here and there, but the damage would come back to him. Because Jack knew that if one day people got the message or they got the hint that the dysfunction at that web shop was caused by him after he purchased his laptop, he knew that he would be in trouble. He knew that people would come after him. Maybe not legally, because they have no evidence that he robbed anyone, but they would come after him. So that's the thing with black magic. It works. And you're happy because it works. But there is a side effect to it. Okay, let me give another example to you. Let's say you have this girl called Jessica. And Jessica had a very difficult background. She's only 14, but her father is out of his mind. Her mother, well, she was sleeping around here and there, so she just wanted to get rid of all of that. She just wanted to have some friends that are around her. So she did some witchy things that one of her aunts were doing. Her aunts taught her to do it, and it worked. Wherever she went, people just suddenly felt comfortable around her. She didn't even have to open her mouth, and she got friends everywhere. And from the opposite sex, from boys, she got text messages, flowers, gifts all the time. She didn't even have to do anything, just had to appear somewhere, and people just wanted to hug her. And her aunts told her those are just good spirits, good nature spirits. This is white magic. It's not black magic. It's white magic. So it's good energy. The aunt was deceived. So now the aunt deceived Jessica also. There was this guy in high school that used to be just on friendly terms with Jessica. But this guy was a believer. The Holy Spirit cut this Jessica off from this guy. But this guy didn't even notice. He just moved on. When that guy was with his wife, it was some years later now. One day, this Jessica called, and this Jessica needed 3,000 euros instantly. And now this guy was thinking, why does Jessica need 2,000 euros? I haven't spoken to her for almost 8 years. What's going on? And Jessica told him, Frank, I'm in big trouble. My boyfriend, he is a human trafficker. And he's now holding me hostage, and he threatened to harm my family. Please, I need your help. So this Frank informs authorities, and, well, the boyfriend is caught, also the criminal gang. Now, what's going on here? In this case, it's witchcraft, because a woman doesn't do black magic, she does witchcraft. The witchcraft Jessica used worked. It caused, what happened was the demons began to function as a magnet. The demons used her soft feminine energy field, and they highlighted her energy field. In words like this: a woman has an energy field which is soft because she's a female. In witchcraft, demons get access to the energy field of the female, and they can use their demonic abilities to amplify the energy field of a female, in which the energy field appears bigger than it really is. And they can send off these soft vibes in the environment, which are like motherly vibes. And motherly vibes attract people. Because we all used to be babies, we all used to long for mama. So motherly vibes attract people. That's just the way it is. So the demons used her, and she sent out these motherly vibes. And these motherly vibes attracted everyone around, good and bad. But there's the thing. That attraction was not natural. That attraction also attracted predators to her. And because she was codependent and not operating in her femininity, she did dress in a feminine manner. She did talk in a soft way, but her mindset wasn't really feminine. Because she was in witchcraft, she wanted control. So she attracted predators onto her. And one of those predators ended up being a human trafficker. But she didn't realize it, because she thought, well, things are working for me. The magic backfired. Now we go back to black magic. Well, in this case of Jessica, it was witchcraft. Okay? But black magic, and it comes from all the disciplines of the paranormal, they always backfire. So anytime you get involved in some paranormal discipline, know that there is going to be a backfire in some place. Let's say now you have a guy that has this victimization spirit after him. And this unclean spirit is an ancestral spirit, it's a familiar spirit that he got from his father. This spirit always attracts negative energy from other people. So wherever this guy goes, when he was a kid, people wanted to beat him up for some reason. And the perpetrators, when they were caught up, couldn't explain why they were upset with him. So this was something paranormal going on. This was something dangerous. So this guy, let's call him, okay, I'm going to use the name Robert. I know I've used that name a lot, but okay. Robert doesn't know he has a victimization spirit. He just wants to get rid of this bad effect. So now he goes to a warlock, and the warlock gives him a potion, and he uses it. After that, he's never the target again of violence. But people don't even dare to dislike it. But what has happened now? He received a small cohort of demons at his site. And wherever he goes, other demons see that cohort. And the cohort is armed. And what does this cohort of demons do? That's like 8 to 100 demons. Those demons send fearful shocks to everyone around whenever Robert enters a place. So that's why whenever Robert enters a place, people tend to back off. And the effect of this was that Robert was seldom addressed when he did something wrong. I'm not saying something wrong in the sense that he harmed someone, but when he was a bit impolite or when he was a bit ineffective in how he talked to someone, normally people would react, people would become upset. But with him, nobody dared to be upset with him. And because nobody dared to address him when he did something that others didn't like, he felt invincible. So this led to this Robert developing this arrogance, like he could get away with anything. Now, he didn't go out and steal and do any of that. But he thought, well, nobody's going to say anything to me anyway. And this arrogance brought them in dangerous situations. For example, let's say you're walking down the street at night and you see a few guys looking at you. Normally we just keep on walking because you don't want any trouble. Or let's say you have a few people that just can't stand you for some reason, they're projecting onto you. Normally we just avoid them, then things won't escalate. You see each other but you pretend they're not there. But this Robert, he would confront people that were projecting onto him, and he would tear them apart with his words, put them in their place. Normally this would escalate, but because he had this cohort of demons with him, nobody dared to confront him, nobody dared to knock him out, and even guys in the streets with knives or guns didn't dare to do him anything. But the people around witnessed him being so dominant over others. Okay? And this dominance led to female predators falling in love with him. So now, he was 23, he was quote-unquote fearless, but he had a bunch of foul females stalking him all the time. What happened? It worked. The black magic worked. Yes, it did. But it backfired. Now look, when you walk by faith, you will face narcissistic retaliation. And let me say this very quickly. You can manipulate situations in your favor when you walk by faith. You can cause things to work out on your behalf or in your favor with the least amount of effort when you walk by faith. With black magic, you can do a similar thing. But here's the catch. When you walk by faith, you walk in the supernatural. And in the supernatural, there are no side effects. So if you needed a laptop and you walk by faith, you would have gotten a laptop, but maybe in a different way. You may have receive it in a way that wouldn't have caused all those side effects. Or if you wanted to have a group of people around you, a social circle, you would have gotten it, but in a different manner. But here's the thing with black magic. Black magic works instantly, very quickly. And it's this swift operation that traps people, because people, when they're in a situation, when they're in an issue, they want out of it. They don't want any processes. They don't want any refinement. They just want things over with. And this impatience is what demons know a lot of common folks have. That's why black magic attracts people like flies, because it works swiftly. And this swift operation deceives you into thinking that an issue is over. And maybe an issue is over indeed, but because it happens so swiftly, because the symptom has been addressed, but not the root cause, you think that it's all over with. That symptom, that issue that was the symptom is over, but the root cause may still be there. Think about the example of Robert. That victimization spirit was gone. Okay? But in its place came something far worse. Because that victimization spirit only attracted negative vibrations from time to time in a pattern towards Robert. But the victimization spirit needed Robert, so the victimization spirit never allowed it to happen that Robert was fatally stabbed or anything like that. Not that the victimization spirit did something good, because it shouldn't even be there, but the victimization spirit, it was a curse that was haunting him. Robert was not a curse, but he had a curse haunting him, though to his bloodline, though to his family. Now, when the warlock did his thing and Robert complied with it, the demons removed the victimization spirit and he put a cohort of demons in his place. So you had one victimization spirit over there, and in his place came 80 violent spirits. So now Robert was far more haunted than he was before. But because there was ease, because nobody dumped their negativity on him anymore, he thought, whoa, things are working. And Robert was in danger, because the people that dumped their negativity on Robert, they were in danger of him. So those people were guilty, they were wrong, they had to change. But Robert saw those people don't want to change. And Robert realized, I don't want to go to this my whole life. So it's good Robert wanted a solution, but what he got was not a solution. What he got was a delay of an escalation. That's what he got. And between the escalation and, let me say, within a delay, he got a lot of relief. For real. Nobody went against him wherever he went. Nobody, not even police officers. And that was the big red flag that Robert didn't notice. Robert didn't notice that it was unusual how he could come at a place and everything would go smoothly for him. The smooth success blinded him. That's why I never recommend people to use black magic, because there will always be some side effect that will come back at you. Think of the example of that Jessica. How many women out there used witchcraft and things worked as they wanted it, but with fatal side effects. And here is the worst part. Many of such women, or I'm going to call them witches, they will not be real with you with what they did. For example, it can be that you have this witch that used a love spell, not specific on an individual, she used a love spell to get a man, and she got the man, but now, as a side effect, the man is obsessed with her, and the man is controlling her. And now she wants to get rid of that guy, so now she's looking for another guy to help her get rid of the guy. So she now has something haunting her, and she wants relief from what's haunting her, and now she wants help from other people to get relief from what's haunting her. So now all the other people that become involved with her are now also haunted by what's haunting her. And she will never tell them that she contributed to this by her being involved in witchcraft. Now, she didn't ask for this, but it's a side effect. That's how a lot of witches are. They will not be real towards themselves, but they will charge others with what's haunting them so they are relieved. That often happens. Again, do not get involved with black magic. Do not operate under black magic, and don't operate in black magic. Don't operate in it at all. Agree with Christ. Walk by faith. Things may not work out the way you want or with the speed you want when you walk by faith, but it's far better. It's far better to endure narcissistic retaliation, yet to overcome them all, than to be involved in black magic, which will bring toxic side effects, of which you then need to do more black magic, more and more and more. You'll end up in a paranormal maze, losing your way, and you'll be drawn all the way to hell with it. If you're not born again, that's where you'll end up. Well, that's it for now. Keep agreeing with Christ and be at peace.